Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Communications 101 class speech on the Los Angeles Chargers professional football team, presented by myself, Jonathan Post. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy and learn something from this presentation. For my visual aid, I dressed up in some Chargers gear, and I have this PowerPoint to help as well. My thesis statement is that I will be giving you some information on the Los Angeles Chargers American Football Conference National Football League team. As a preview, I'll be talking about some of the players, coaches, and games. On a side note, the NFL has two conferences separated into four divisions each. The two conferences are the AFC and the NFC. The four AFC divisions include the North, South, East, and West. The same goes for the NFC, which is the National Football Conference. It also has a North, South, East, and West divisions. By the way, the Los Angeles Chargers formed in LA back in 1959, but they moved to San Diego in 1961 until moving back to LA in 2017. The Chargers are among four teams in the AFC West division. My first main point is about some of the greatest Chargers players in history. The first player is Junior Seau, who was one of the most passionate linebackers of all time. He was with the Chargers for 13 seasons, and his number 55 was retired, which means that no one on the team can use that number again. He was also inducted into the NFL and Chargers Hall of Fame. Tragically, Junior Seau committed suicide due to trauma to the head, which has been discovered in other players in all kinds of different sports. Science and technology, though, is constantly improving to help keep these players safe. Another great player that played for the Chargers was Antonio Gates, and he was a tight end who played 16 seasons with the Chargers. He is among the greatest tight ends who have ever played the game. He is no longer playing and still leads all tight ends for touchdowns in NFL history. He must have had a great quarterback throwing him the ball. Speaking of that great quarterback, Philip Rivers, he played 15 seasons with the Chargers and is ranked 6th in all-time passing yards and touchdowns. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time to have not played in a Super Bowl. My second main point is about a couple of the best coaches that the Chargers have had. Bobby Ross was an excellent coach, and he was with the Chargers for just 5 seasons. During his time with the Chargers, he coached the team's only AFC Championship victory in 1994, which is the year I was born. Don Coryell was another great coach for the Chargers for 9 seasons. During those 9 seasons, the Chargers' points scoring went up drastically under his coaching. My third and final point is 3 of the finest games the Chargers ever played. The first was the 1994 AFC Championship game coached by Bobby Ross, and the Chargers played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they beat them 17-13. The Steelers had a great game statistically, but the Chargers overcame with some big plays. In this game, that passionate linebacker we mentioned earlier, Junior Seau, had a career-high 16 tackles in that game. He is among only 10 other players in NFL history to have done that in a playoff game. And in 1995, the beginning of 1995, during that 1994 season that the Chargers won the AFC Championship game, so in Super Bowl 29, it featured the Chargers and the San Francisco 49ers, which was the NFC champion. And it was the Chargers' only Super Bowl appearance in team history. The Chargers lost that opportunity in this defeat, and it was 49-26. And lastly, one of the best games the Chargers have ever played was in the divisional game versus the Indianapolis Colts in 2007. The Chargers won that game 28-24, and the Chargers they advanced in the playoffs to play the New England Patriots, who they lost to. And the Patriots went on to the Super Bowl to play against the New York Giants, and the Giants won that Super Bowl by 3 points. And on a side note, I think it would have been interesting if the Colts, who lost to the Chargers, had made it to that Super Bowl to play against the Giants, who was the NFC winner in that Super Bowl, because there's two great quarterbacks on those teams, Eli and Peyton Manning, who were brothers, and it would have been cool to see them playing each other in that Super Bowl. In conclusion, the Chargers have had a lot of success in the league with some strong players, coaches, and games. Currently, they have a losing record this season, but they have a lot of talent on the team, and I have hope that they can win the rest of their games and make it into the playoffs this season for a chance at the Super Bowl again. Maybe they'll win it this time. Anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you for listening, and go Chargers. Bolt up.